Niger Delta, the wealth of Nigeria. Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Our leaders, the driver of our resources. I hail you all because you are all in charge. Abeg, make una remember Niger Delta. Niger Delta, the wealth of Nigeria. The financial central processing units of our great country. The wealth of Nigeria is here. Oil exploration and extraction is the commonwealth of Nigeria. This multi-trillion resources is found in the Niger Delta. Extraction of activities of multinational companies including Shell, Mobil, Chevron, Elf, Agip have caused serious environmental and social damages in the Niger Delta, an oil-rich southeast region of Nigeria. The health hazard created by oil exploration and exploitation are covert and slow in action. The diseases burden in the oil-bearing communities is what I cannot even talk about. The oil spills in the Niger Delta region have acute and long-term effects on human health. An average of 240 barrels of crude oil is spilled in the Niger Delta every year. The spilled contaminated the surface water, groundwater, ambient air, and crops with hydrocarbons. The oil spilled could lead to a 60% reduction in household and food security. The negative impacts also include loss of fish, eutrophication of water bodies, abandonment of fishing grounds, degradation of aquatic resources, and ecological damage. In terms of wildlife, oil spills result in the deaths of a large number of birds and mammals. The crude oil extraction has caused the pollution of the river basin and surrounding land and destruction of subsistence crops. Oil companies, which are expected to clean up spills within 24 hours under Nigerian law, falling short of this obligation, and yet nobody is talking about it. Our local roads are very bad. Our major and federal roads has nothing to write good about. Go to Port Harcourt, Bayelsa Onitsha road, you will cry. Port Harcourt Aba roads have nothing to write good about. Ikodekpene Umaya road, Okanafun Aba road, Uyo Calabar road. In fact, almost all the Niger Delta state major roads are neglected. Yet, the wealth and major resources of our great country is generated from here. Tanker and truck accidents cause more than 50% of damages in the Niger Delta as a result of bad and neglected roads. Most of these disasters lead to loss of innocent life and destructions of properties. We are one nation, one country. Please, we want to experience it, not just saying it. Other accidents can be attributed to pipeline corrosion, operational error, mechanical failure, and sabotage. By all accounts, petroleum profits have brought hawk benefits to our country rulers. Many of them becomes wealthy overnight. The everyday fuel scarcity we have experiencing in Nigeria over the years have made some few selfish people rich, while the masses are suffering. Let this message get across to our leaders, being the presidents, governors, local government chairmen, senators, honorable members, both House of Representatives and State House, ministers, commissioners, head of ministries and parastatal, judiciary, military and paramilitary, board chairmen, directors, and so on. Hear and hear me very well. If you like, loot our money, becomes the richest of all, build companies, famed, have the biggest organization, build mansions, buy private jets, and the most expensive cars in the world, have $950 trillion as bank accounts. If you like, be the world greatest, and so on. Always remember that whatever you have, owned, controlled on this planet Earth is temporary. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing absolutely wrong with acquiring position, money, assets, and things, if it is done under the right atmosphere, through the right means, for the right reason, with the right attitude. I cannot help but think about over millions of people who went to bed hungry last night. Can you imagine or thought of many who must have died because they could not afford to buy drugs or food? Do you know there are many people who have no shelter whatever, and many who live in slums? Just think of the numbers of beggars in our streets and many orphans who have nobody left but themselves. Has it ever occurred to you that you are in a privileged position to solve problems? You may not be big enough to solve all the problems, but you can solve the ones within your immediate environment. Life is a mystery. Unfortunately, many people are too busy doing the wrong thing, not considering how short life is. You will wake up one day only to discover that you are in another world entirely. Remember, nobody has control over life. That is one thing that does not belong to us, but God. Always remember that there is a place of no return. We shall all give account of our works before our Creator. Anyone that goes to hell after death cannot come back. No amount of pleading or prayer can save you. Calling the name of God in hell is waste of time. Your labor of achievements will turn to a curse. All will be in vain. Titles like His Excellency, Senator, Honorable, Bishop, Royalty, and so on will all be useless. Live for people and not yourself only. Consider the less privileged. Let your impact be felt by the people positively. Stay away from evil, and above all, love God and keep His commandments. I remain your humble friend, Kufre Effiong.